Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 8. This is the season in review episode. There is not going to be a new episode today like there normally is. Instead, and you'll see this coming up probably immediately following this one, actually. You will see you're going to have two options. We are going to go to an expansion team in this playthrough. We're going to leave the Buffalo Sabres. We have won. We have won 2 titles in 6 seasons. We've been consistently one of the top teams in the NHL. I think it's time to move on. So we are going to take over an expansion team. And in the next episode, you will choose between the 2 teams that I have updated. So that is coming up in the next episode. But this episode, we are going to take a look at the league leaders, the team stats, the award winners, etc., etc. So we'll start with the award winners. 2027 all NHL teams. We had Rasmus Andersson make the second team all NHL, so that was a pretty effective signing for us. The Oilers had 3 players on the all NHL first team and their goalie on the second team. The all rookie team, Vyacheslav Peksa of the Maple Leafs, Luke Hughes of the Devils, Tyson Buskowski of the Penguins, Danila Sioviev of the Flames, Zach Benson of your Buffalo Sabres, and Noah Ryan of the Maple Leafs. Connor McDavid wins the Hart Trophy. Mason Shaw wins the Conn Smythe. So good for Mason. Calder Trophy went to Sioviev of the Flames, 64 points in 75 games, 36 goals. Norris Trophy went to Chabot. Selke Trophy went to Michael McLeod. Vezina, Carter Hart. Ron Francis is your Executive of the Year. And Dave Haskell of the Seattle Kraken wins the Jack Adams. So those are your award winners. If we look at league and team stats, Austin Matthews led the NHL in goals, the only 50-goal scorer on the year. Jack Eichel finished second. Then you had Draisaitl and McDavid. The Breadman, Panarin, led the NHL in assists with 76. Then you got Draisaitl and McDavid with 75. So Draisaitl, the top point scorer in the NHL with 122. McDavid second at 118. Draisaitl led in shots. McDavid in plus-minus. Tyler Peddle led the NHL in shorties with 5. Austin Matthews, 20 power play goals. Lawson Krause led the NHL with 162 penalty minutes. Adam Fox, now of the Washington Capitals, with 279 blocked shots. Goaltender leaders, Olivier Rodriguez led the NHL in wins. Ilya Samsonov led the league in losses. Kale Klang, that's a rough name for a goaltender. Or maybe it's a good name for a goaltender. I don't know. But either way, Cole Klang, 9 OT losses. Samsonov gave up the most goals. Rodriguez had the best goals against. Carter Hart with the best goals against over average. Samsonov played in 74 games. Patrick Hamrla for the Hurricanes led the league in shutouts. Matt Villalta in 32 games led the NHL in save percentage, and Samsonov faced 2,500 shots. Quinn Hughes with the highest game rating at an 89. Draisaitl an 82 offensive rating. Hughes with a 96 defense. Again, Sioviev led the NHL in rookie point scoring. There's Mr. Benson at 4. Draisaitl averaged over 5.5 points per 60 minutes played. Number 2, Sam Aremba. So he came in and made a difference for us. Sam Aremba, 29 points in 37 games on the fourth line. Patrick Laine, 9 game-winning goals. Zach McEwen, 6 fights. Brady Tkachuk led the league in hits. Dahlin led the league in takeaways. Now of the Rangers, but he was with us for most of the year. And Zach Benson led the league in giveaways. Look at that. 6 of the top 7 in giveaways were Buffalo Sabres. Let's take a look now at, let's go team by team. Let's do the team by team thing. So Anaheim, start with the Mighty Ducks, or I guess just the Ducks. Miroshchenko looks like a pretty solid young player, 59 points in 78 games, but otherwise another bad season in Anaheim. Lucas Dostal, 3.30 goals against and 9.60. These are bad numbers for Tyler Parsons. 4.62 and an 8.76. That is not good. Arizona, David Tendek and Provetzoff were their starting goalies. Tendek didn't have a terrible season, faced a ton of shots. So good save percentage. Statistically wise, Logan Cooley, a 23-year-old, their top scorer. Looks like a pretty good young player. Clayton Keller, now at age 28, still a point-a-game guy. Seamus Casey, and wow, those are good numbers for a defenseman. 63 points, 24 goals in 81 games. So the Coyotes are on the way up, it looks like. They have some young talent there. The Boston Bruins, 39, 33, and 10. David Pastrnak, now 31 years old. Another 40-goal season for him. Brett Harrison, one of the Bruins' current prospects, has developed nicely in this. But they don't have a ton. Jason Robertson is a pretty good player statistically, but the numbers aren't there. McAvoy's 29. Arturi Lekkinen. Yeah, they don't have a ton. They've got some good players. Tyler Hall struggling, 35 years old now, only 28 points. Goaltender-wise, Petruzzelli and Riley split the time. They were both pretty good, actually. I mean, Petruzzelli had a .920 save percentage. Switch to Calgary. Dustin Wolf, 70 games started for the Flames, a .912 save percentage, 305 goals against. Matthew Barzal, in one of the biggest trades we've had in this playthrough, he was traded for Tkachuk. It was Matthew Tkachuk who played for Calgary. Traded him to the Islanders for Barzal, and he's still a point-a-game guy. Matthew Coronado, back-to-back 30-goal seasons, only 24 years old. Sam Reinhart, 31, but still going strong. Sioviev, the Rookie of the Year. Yeah, so Johnny Hockey at 33, still putting up a ton of points. So a very, very good Calgary Flames top six. Defensively, they are good too. So the Flames are a pretty solid team. Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho still doing Sebastian Aho things, point a game. Neches, a point a game, 73. They had some really bad plus minuses considering they were just over 500. Ryan Suzuki had a good year. Svechnikov was okay. 55 points in 78 games, not great, but he was okay. Goaltending-wise, Hamrla and Parrick. We talked about Hamrla in the last on the last screen. I think he had all those OT losses. I believe I don't remember what he led the league in. But anyway, Calgary Hurricanes goaltenders. On to the Blackhawks. Jake Ettinger and Jacob Berger. Ettinger was their starting goalie and was pretty okay. DeBrincat led them in scoring, 79 points in 77 games. Kirby Dach, 70 points in 82. Braden Yeager, 22 years old, 67 points in 71 games. Anthony Beauvillier, Sharon Govich. Not a bad Blackhawks team as they rebound here a little bit. The Avs, Nathan McKinnon still just putting up crazy numbers, 109 points for him. Rantanen, Newhook, Sorella, Makar. I mean, they just continue to be loaded. Best record in the Western Conference this year, as you can see, just a ton of offense. Wells and Annunen were their goalies, and it looks like Annunen outperformed Wells, but Wells got more starts. Columbus. Jeremy Swayman and Elvis Mergeklins. I can't pronounce his name. Elvis. And Elvis got the majority of the starts, but Swayman was the better goaltender. Patrick Laine, 87 points. Cole Sillinger, 24 years old, a 40-goal season for him. A lot of goal scoring for the Blue Jackets. 45, 27, and 10. Good season for Columbus. Dallas, Isaac Rosen led them in scoring. Tyler Seguin, now 35, another 20-goal season. How many goals does Seguin have on his career? 447 goals, 596 assists, 1,000 points for the now 35-year-old Tyler Seguin. Timo Meier, Miro Heiskanen. And in net, Thompson and Gordon. Logan Thompson and Eric Gordon. Those are two bad goaltenders. But they both played pretty well. Detroit Red Wings, Nedeljkovic and Casa were their starting goaltenders, and it looks like they had an injury or a trade because that's only 50 games. But Nedeljkovic had a pretty good season for them. Dylan Larkin still leads them in scoring. He's got to be, he's got to be hitting 30 at this point. Tyler Bertuzzi, Zadina. Not a lot of young talent on the Red Wings, but they did have a pretty good season. Edmonton, we've talked about. We've already looked at them, so I'm not going to go through them in depth. But 122 points for Draisaitl, 118 for McDavid. Joakim Kamel with 80. Really, really good team here in Edmonton. Again, goaltending, Rodriguez was a monster. 2.4 goals against, 920 save percentage. He was elite. Florida Panthers, Aiden Hill, Spencer Knight. We beat the Panthers. I believe we beat the Panthers, right? Yeah, so we don't need to go through their roster in depth. But Spencer Knight is their main goaltender. Barkov, Tippett, Desenko. Aaron Ekblad still going strong. He's got to be in his. He's only 31 years old. I feel like he's been playing forever. Samskovich. So pretty good team in Florida. LA Kings, Quentin Byfield. Now just 24 years old, but 76 points for him. And not a lot beyond that. Not a lot of goal scoring in LA. Jordan Spence is a pretty good offensive defenseman. Jake DeBrusk, only 11 goals. Anderson Dolan had 20. Yeah, not a lot of really young talent for this Kings team. Thatcher Demko and Villalta were their goaltenders. Demko had a really nice year. Minnesota Wild, Hunter Jones and Jesper Wallstedt are their goaltenders. Hunter Jones got the majority of the starts and was good. Jesper Wallstedt was absolutely horrific, a 4.61 goals against. Shane Wright, 23 years old, breakout season, 89 points in 80 games, 39 goals, 50 assists. Kaprizov and Beckman with really good seasons. But that top line was beasting, but that was about it for Minnesota. Oops. Montreal, Cole Caulfield, Tanner Howe, and Nick Suzuki on that top line. Pretty good top line. Relatively young. Howe's 21, Caulfield's 26, Suzuki's 27. Jordan Struble, 25 years old, looks like a pretty solid defenseman. And in net for them, Vanacek and Carey Price still going at age 39. And he had, it was okay. I mean, his goals against on average was right at 0. So basically he made the stops he should have made. 910 save percentage means that he just faced a crap ton of shots. Smashville, Juicy Saros, and Askarov. Askarov looks like a stud, man. But Saros was the better goalie. A 935 save percentage for UC Saros. Wow. Stats, Tomasino. Philip Tomasino, 25 years old. Eli Tolvanen, 67 points. There's Roman Josi, Philip Forsberg still on there. New Jersey. Jack Hughes, 101 points on the season. Nico Hischier, only 49 points. We played New Jersey, so we went through all this. So Jack Hughes was a monster. And Allenfeld was their starting goalie. He had a pretty good year as well. On to the island. Stuart Skinner and Tristan Lennox. Lennox got the primary goaltending duties, but both goalies played pretty well for the Islanders. Offensively, Matthew Tkachuk led them in scoring again. That's a great year. 90 points, 39 goals, 51 assists for the 29-year-old Tkachuk. Atu Ratti, 76 points. Jared McCann, 75. Oliver Wahlstrom, 62. Provorov, 61. A lot of offense on the island. 47, 27, and 8. The Rangers. Artemi Panarin, 111 points. There's Capo Caco with 61. Lafreniere with 50. Konovalov and Shesterkin are their goalies. Again, I think we played the Rangers in the postseason. Again, this was a week ago, so I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure we played the Rangers. Ottawa Senators, Kakinen and Mandalise were their goalies. It looks like they split the time right down the middle. Neither were particularly good. Kakinen was a little better. Offensively, Drake Batherson with 80 points. The Norris Trophy winner Thomas Chabot with 80. Brady Tkachuk with 77. 143 penalty minutes. Stützle with 67. Abramov with 42, or with 67 as well. So a lot of offense in Ottawa. Flyers, Travis Konechny, 64 points. Joel Farabee, 52. This was a bad Flyers team. 34, 43, and 5. Sean Couturier, now 34 years old, still elite defensively. A plus 34 on a team that was 14 games under 500. Wow. That's impressive. This is the kind of player that if you're running an expansion team, you would love to have as your top line center. Experienced, great defensively. So anyway, just something to think about, I suppose. Pittsburgh, Jake Gensel, 68 points. Noah Östlund, 63. Sidney Crosby, now 39 years old, 54 points in 81 games. Not a good Pittsburgh team at all now. Klang and Jerry were their goaltenders. They got good goaltending. Well, from Klang anyway. Jerry wasn't particularly good, but yeah, there's Pittsburgh. San Jose, Brennan and Bo P were their goaltenders, split down the middle. Again, neither were particularly fantastic, both basically average. Connor Bedard, 21 years old, 56 points, a little bit of growth compared to last year. Not a lot of assists. He needs some help, as this Sharks team does not score many goals at all. Bedard, Reedy, and Hurdle were the only three players with more than 20 goals on the year. Yeah, not a very good Sharks team. The Kraken, 46, 26, and 10. Very spread out scoring. Berkeley Catton, a 21-year-old, and Andrew Mangiapane, with their top two scorers with 73 each. Matt Benet, Jesse Puljujarvi, Mikhail Gulyayev, a 22-year-old defenseman, 56 points in 77 games. In goaltending for the Kraken, Grubauer and Thomas Milic. Time split down the middle. Again, neither great, but good enough to get them to a 46, 26, and 10 record. The Blues, a terrible team now. Bennington and Skarek are their goaltenders. Good save percentages, good goals saved above the average, just bad goals against because they give up a lot of shots. Zach Bolduc, their top scorer, 69 points. Jordan Kyrou, now 29 years old at 54. Kaliev, 43. Yeah, another really low-scoring team here in St. Louis. The Lightning, 39, 33, and 10, led by Cutter Gauthier, 88 points, 44 goals for the 23-year-old. Braden Point still going strong at 31. Kucherov still playing well. Jack Studnicka, 63 points in 73 games for the Lightning. One of the players that I regret giving up a little bit just based off those numbers. Cirelli looks like he played pretty well defensively. And in net, Boyko and Vasilevsky still going, still signed to a huge contract and playing pretty poorly at this point. The Maple Leafs, Wall and Peksa were their goalies. Peksa was the starter, got outplayed by Wall. Austin Matthews, 109 points in 81 games. William Nylander with 80. Robertson, 73. So, a lot of offense out of your top six there, including 50. A 50 burger by Austin Matthews. Vancouver, Elias Pettersson, 48, 32, and 2, and they did not score a lot of goals. They had 3 20-goal scorers, Podkolzin, Bourgeau, and Pettersson. Quinn Hughes, though, one of the best players in the NHL, so that helps. Look at those game ratings for Pettersson and Hughes. That's crazy. Vegas, 30, 43, and 9. They have fallen off the map here. Otto Stenberg is their leading scorer, 22-year-old with 36 goals. Shea Theodore still continues to play well at 31. Lucas Elvins, 53 points. But yeah, overall, just not a lot of offense in Vegas this year. In net, Samsonov and Montembeault. Samsonov, we talked about, played almost every game and was really bad. Washington, Darcy Kemper and Chase Clark split time down the middle. Again, both goalies were actually quite bad. Connor McMichael, 26 years old, 76 points. Did Ovechkin retire? Yeah, he retired. Did he break the record? I don't think he broke the record. I think he just retired. Huh. Okay. we'll look at that in a second too. That'll be kind of the last thing we look at. So not a very good Capitals team. And last but not least, the Winnipeg Jets. 43-33-6. Dmitry Reshevsky had a pretty good season. Zachary Marin, a good year. Mark Scheifele. Chaz Lucius. Ehlers, Dubois. So balanced scoring. Not really elite, but balanced. And then Hellebuck and Gibson were their goaltenders, with Hellebuck getting the majority of the starts and having a really good season. So let's look really quickly here. And Ovechkin retires 12 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky. So I can't say I'm all that disappointed. The great one gets to keep his goal scoring record. And that's going to do it for the season in review. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys. The next episode will be a You Help Me pick, and this is the team I will take over. So, I appreciate your watching. I appreciate your support of this Let's Play, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.